doesn't he? All right, so it isn't just us three. We do have a fourth member of our team who is here backstage somewhere. She's going to be doing all the interviews on stage. Let's get a quick word of her. Olivia, where in this cube, where in this Riyadh place are you?
Thank you very much, Adi. Yes, I am here backstage. I don't know if you can hear, there's actually loads of music going on right now. It's a proper party atmosphere backstage. I was going to start dancing, but no one needs to see that, so I'm definitely not going to do that. But this is the exact walk that the fighters are going to make when they get out their cars just to my left-hand side. Some of them will never have done this. We've got a fighter making his professional debut. Obviously, we have title fights as well. I mean, Skye Nicholson defending her title for the second time. Every time I see her, she's got the biggest smile on her face. Obviously, these fight weeks are brilliant. We've always got so much to look forward to. And I'm actually the lucky one, Ade. You mentioned it there. I'm going to be trying to get as much as I can out of these fights. I know people have struggled with Artur Beterbiev. He's a man of many words, isn't he? But Ade, I know you're the one that actually got the most out of him the other day, so I'm going to try my best to get perhaps maybe more than a one-word answer out of him. And I remember speaking to Dmitry Bivol as well at the 5v5, and you know, when this fight, this undisputed fight, was obviously meant to happen, and it didn't because of Beterbiev's knee injury, and obviously he fought Malik Zinad. And I bet this has been a long 4 months for Dmitry Bivol, waiting for this moment, but we are so excited as they make their way down this purple carpet, which is of course tradition for Riyadh season. They will be making their way onto the stage, and that is exactly where you'll find me with the microphone, getting all I can out of the boxes.
That was good, wasn't it? That was impressive, isn't it? I thought she had auto cue in front of her. That's how good she was there, Olivia Bizaklo. How dare you, how dare you. But no, she explained it very, very well there. She is going to be speaking to all the fighters as they make their way on the stages. It's going to be incredible, it really is. By the way, the fighters are running a bit late as well, we've been told. Running a bit late.
Who better to fill?
Who better to fill than us as well, but...
I'll be having words.
Yeah, so honestly, I've got on the phone already. I'm saying, excuse me, we got here on time.
You take Beterbiev.
I'm going to walk right up to Opetaia and say, can I get you anything?
Yeah, how dare you, how dare you. But look, we are going to talk a lot about Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. But before we do that, here's Large with a feature about both of them.
October the 12th, live from Saudi Arabia, two undefeated titans put it all on the line as they stake their claim for the light heavyweight throne. Beterbiev versus Bivol.
You know, when I was a little kid, I have many fights in the street.
Okay.
And my older brothers decide to put this energy in some sport, you know, and I have less fights in the street.
When I was going in the ring against guys my age, I was feel myself more confident that he's a kid, like,
right.
You know, because I was training with older guys. I was competing sometimes with older guys. I don't know, I just was enjoying the boxing.
Right. Both guys have kind of dedicated their lives to the sport. You know, I'm sure without knowing too much, both upbringings were pretty tough, you know, and humble, to say the least. But both guys have made the moves in their career to follow their dreams in boxing.
Yeah, it's injuries. I think it's part of sport.
Yeah.
Injuries always comes with sport, any sport, you know. It's happened, and I try to keep this fight, like to do this fight, even I have injury, but it's a little bit tough, like, you know, in our team, everyone, doctor and everyone say, like, we need to postpone this fight.
Right.
But I don't want to do postpone.
Came through the pros, had a little bit of an injury a couple times here, got held off, but then all of a sudden Callum Smith happened, and I felt like he turned back the clock.
Hurt! Callum Smith backed into the ropes now. Beterbiev pouring it on. Right hands, left hands. Smith is down for the first time.
You know, Beterbiev is the more. I feel he has the tools to do it. Bivol's going to have to step up a bit more.
So many fighters have had success early against Beterbiev, but no one's been able to keep him off for the duration. And it's going to take a master boxer like Dmitry Bivol to do it.
For both fighters, adversity has been a constant companion, but it's also become a source of strength. Beterbiev is a father of 4 now, so he's fighting for more than just money or for titles. He's fighting for his family, he's fighting for the future of his children, and for the pride of his ancestors.
He hasn't shown anything but brilliance, right? So he's up very high, and I don't think we've seen the best of Artur now. And the thing I love about him is he's going to come in for the kill and go for the knockout.
I think these guys are tough, focused, that mentality, that real stoic, I'm going to do it. That's their mentality.
So for Bivol, humility probably is his greatest asset, even though he's become an international superstar. And that's because every fight that he takes, he sees it as a chance to pay back that family that's made so many sacrifices for him. And he's proving that success doesn't necessarily change who you are.
I wanted to fight against the best boxers in light heavyweight divisions. This was two of my goals, to make my name in this sport. And he has this belt, so Artur Beterbiev, thank you.
You know, here, for me, you've got 2 of the best fighters in the world, 2 pound-for-pound greats. I actually think this is the best fight in boxing.
And when you take both of those into consideration, they've done everything. Both guys independently have an incredible body of work, and their styles just complement each other.
It's an intriguing fight. It's a, I mean, it is a Game of Thrones, isn't it? You've got the 4 belts there, and somebody's going to walk away with those belts.
Dimitri's ice cold. So's Artur, to be fair.
This great event will be shown worldwide on DAZN.
Alrighty guys, that's it. We got nothing left to do but fight. And I want to stress one last time, this fight is between 2 very different individuals, different styles, different upbringings, but they're fighting for the exact same thing, and it isn't titles. They're fighting for their legacy. They're fighting for their integrity, their identity, and most importantly, their family.
Loads on the line, loads, absolutely loads. Again, look, it'll be interesting to get both of your take on this, because there's been so many fantastic light heavyweights over the years, right? I mean, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., your good mate Joe Calzaghe, Bob Foster, there's so many. Where does the winner rank in the discussion? You don't want to go back 100 years, but where does the winner rank in the discussion of recent light heavyweights?
Yeah, I mean, right up there. Right up there. I mean, Roy Jones probably wasn't his favoured division, but I think on his day, had the ability to beat anyone. Joe Calzaghe, I'm always going to back him. Kovalev, we were talking earlier. Kovalev, imagine Pete Kovalev versus Pete Beterbiev.
Lord.
I mean, what a fight.
Andre Ward.
Andre Ward, exactly. I mean, there is some real good fights, but you couldn't argue with either of these two taking on any of them.
I mean, yes, you go back. The light heavyweight division has been one of the most glamour divisions, I think. I mean, we have some of the best fighters: Ezra Charles, Archie Moore, Billy Conn. You can go on forever with the list, of course. Bob Foster, obviously, brilliant. But Ezra Charles probably reigns at #1 still. But I just think that they're in the conversation, and it's all about preference. But I think for recently, I think, say, let's just go from the 70s on, they're right in there. There's been some great divisions with great real fights, fights like this. And this is right up there with them. It is. It really is. This is like the Matthew Sahil Mohammed versus Jackie Lopez. They were wars, and this fight has the potential to be as good as those fights. So you have to say whoever wins this fight, is in the conversation for top 10 light heavyweights of all time.
There's been a lot of conversation about Beterbiev's age, right? 39, although he doesn't physically look 39. I mean, against Callum Smith, he looked like a guy that was 30, the way in which he was marauding forward. But there's also the question mark of the knee injury. I mean, and it has to be spoken about because, yes, Bivol's known as the mover, but Beterbiev moves as well. How damaging is that? I mean, could he really be 100% considering the surgery was only a few months ago?
I don't think so, but you don't know. And people say he wouldn't take the fight unless he was ready. You take fights because you get paid, that's your job. And sometimes you have to take the fight or it disappears. And you tend to think, see, having the power he's got, great. But if you haven't got the feet to get in the distance, you're just shadow boxing. That's all you're doing. And he closes the distance as good as Golovkin, as good as Canelo. He's brilliant at that. So I tend to think that he needs his feet. He needs that balance. And also, when you're a big punch like he is, you get the purchase off your feet, Darren.
Yeah, you do. Look, if this is football and you've got that injury, you could be out for the season.
Yeah.
It's a serious injury, and Barry's right, he does need his feet, but someone like Beterbiev, if he wasn't 100% fit, well, maybe not 100%, I think when you get to this stage of your career, I don't think anyone's 100%, but you're just seeing how damaging he is. I mean, look, with both hands, I was watching fights earlier today, just more of Beterbiev, and he's knocking people down with jabs. I mean, he's just frightening how hard he hits with both hands.
But the variety and the thought, I said that earlier on, you know, he's a puncher with intelligence. The thought in his work, like Ant did so well in that fight, but Beterbiev, he had a little bit of a sticky patch, but he looked tired, but he comes back, he regroups. And look at the work there with Callum Smith. Every punch hits the target. He doesn't load up, so the body mechanics is perfect. That's why he can throw heavy shots for 12 rounds, and he can throw in combinations. And that's a dangerous prospect. He's naturally heavy-handed, but his technique is flawless. He turns from the hips and the shoulders, uses all the muscle in the back of his body by pushing off the legs, and you don't see it. But like footballers, how hard they kick the ball, you say, how do they do it that hard?
Yeah, when they say there's no backlift.
But it is, but they're so good at it that you don't see it, and so, he's the same.
Yeah, I mean, to the naked eye, you might think that some of that's reckless, but it's not. There's so much thought in his work. The variation with the right hand, you know, some of those shots, it looks like he's bowling a cricket ball, he's coming wide, but he knows where the opponent's lead hand's going to be, and he comes over that shot. He exploits the weaknesses all the time. He's so smart. Though it might look, like I say, to the naked eye, like he's just ploughing forward, he's always thinking, always dangerous.
And like Canelo, he hits you anywhere. So once you feel that power straight away, that puts you on notice. So you start to think, oh, I got to be sharp. And with that thought process, an extra thought process, you trying to be sharp tensions you up. And what that does is slows you down, does the opposite of what you want to do. And then he's got you, then he closes you up. And you see people like Callum Smith, real experienced, good fighters, be submissive. I don't be disrespectful, Callum Smith's a good fighter, but they back up and they give him up, they help him do his work. Because he's hit them anyway, just feel it, so they're aware of what's going on.
It's interesting you say hit him everywhere, because I was watching a piece before we came here about his sparring partners, and they kept on saying he keeps hitting me in the hips, and it slows their movement down, because they're so used to trying to block the punches upstairs, they're not blocking these ones, and he's hitting you in your hips.
And you have no idea how it can affect you during a 12-round fight. It's a long, long time. When you're getting hit on the arms, the shoulders, they do damage. A lot of people don't understand the pain that it can put on you, you know, and he's smart with it. Again, that's intelligence. He knows down the stretch that's going to hurt. He doesn't always finish his opponents early. You've got to remember that as well. There's 3 fights. 2 of the fights he stops in the 10th round and 1 in the final round. That shows that he carries his power late. That is there from the first bell to the very last bell.
I think of his resume, before we talk about Dmitry Bivol, I think of his resume. And I think of names like Tavoris Cloud, obviously Joe Smith is on there, Vosdick, Callum Smith, Anthony Yard. What's his best win? What's his best win, do you think?
I think, do you know what? I think Yard's a really good win, because I like the way Yard approached the fight. He come in with little hope, really, but tried to really get stuck in. And it was a really game effort from Yard. And he was hurt a couple of times, Beterbiev, but still showed the skill, the power in that contest. That's one that stands out to me.
Yourself, Barry?
But also, I've got to say, I'll try and answer that. No, I can't really answer, but I'll try. But early in his career, he was beating Tavoris Cloud and Campiello, who were former world champions, like 7th and 8th fights. He was battered in those. They knew straight away how good this guy was. We're going to rush him quick to a world title. I'd maybe say the Joe Smith fight, I think, was a pretty good win.
Joe Smith was a puncher as well,
and
wasn't
also a guy you think who was a busy fighter who might cause him problems. Again, there's no style that he hasn't obliterated. Let's make that clear. Even the fights where he's had a bit of trouble, in the end, you end up on the floor. Yeah. And what he does so well is not every shot's the punch to knock you out. He touches and whips up through the middle. He's so clever. He's more than just a big puncher. He's an intelligent fighter.
All right, here is the man that he's going to take on, Dmitry Bivol. And I mean, this was the performance, right? The stand-up performance of his career so far. And yes, there will be some that say, okay, Canelo was going up from 168 pounds, but it's about fighting Canelo in Vegas, at the time a pound-for-pound king as well. That's an incredible performance from Dmitry Bivol.
He had the size, of course he did, but he was intelligent. He did his homework, he studied Canelo. Canelo beats you up and then takes a rest. And every time he took that little rest, only a second rest, Bivol threw combinations and punched straight. He didn't punch short to punch with Canelo. He punched straight and pushed him back. It was tactically the perfect fight to beat Canelo. He needed the size to do it, but you still got to do it. And I think he's been fantastic.
Eddie Hearn has joined us now, off the plane straight to us. the hardest working man in boxing. Eddie, I mean, this is your guy, Dmitry Bivol. So far, Artur Beterbiev has looked just incredible, hasn't he? You've got the guy to beat him, you think?
I think he's the only guy that can beat him. Honestly, I think if you look at the division, there's only one man capable of doing it, and that's Dmitry Bivol. Now, can he do it is another thing. I think all the things that Barry said is correct, but this is a different style. And I think Dmitry fights to his level.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you see him fight, you know, the likes of Lyndon Arthur, even Malik Zinad last time out. You go back to the Craig Richards fight, and then all of a sudden he fights Canelo Alvarez and beats him quite comfortably. It's like, and I think he'll do that again against Artur Beterbiev. I think the best way to describe it, I said to the media today, Beterbiev is like a ticking time bomb. He's going to get you know, when you turn that thing and it starts ticking, you've got to slow that speed down as much as you can. And people like Callum Smith and Yard, they tried, but it moved too fast, and then he ends up getting you. So Dimitri's got to try and, in my opinion, rack up a sustainable, sizable lead early in this fight. If you get to the 6th, 7th round and you're 5-2 down and he's still pushing the pace on, what are you going to do? I don't see Dmitry taking him out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he's got to box him, use his feet, and he's got to rack up a lead. But what Beterbiev does really well is he wins rounds by doing very little. You know, against Callum Smith, he was really not doing anything in the first 4 or 5 rounds.
But he stops you.
5-0 up. And he stops you throwing because you don't want to throw because you're worried about him countering. And if he doesn't respect your power, he's going to trade with you.
Yeah.
And like, just a horrible fight. You've got to be so switched on here, but for every second of every round.
Neutral hat on. Who do you think?
I never wear it.
Yeah, right, okay. But who do you believe should go into this fight favourite? It's not very often I've stumped Eddie Hearn.
I know. I think that's because I'm torn between saying maybe just Artur Beterbiev, but then I'm thinking about some other factors, and I don't know if I'm clutching straws. Beterbiev has never boxed in Riyadh before. Dmitry Bivol has done it a couple of times. When he's gone on the road, even when he's gone to America, he hasn't looked as good as when he's fought in his home comforts of Canada, particularly Quebec and Montreal and around there, right? He's coming off knee surgery. He's 39. Bivol's just had a fight. He's nice and active. So I think on a level playing field, you might give Beterbiev a slight edge in the fight. But I think all those things considered, I don't know. You know, I think it's really difficult to say one person has an edge or is a favourite in the fight. Yeah. You know, the first 6 rounds of this fight will tell us everything. If he starts landing on Dmitry and buzzing him and hurting him, you've got the longest night you could ever imagine. But if he can get into a rhythm, because in the Canelo fight, I was thinking, I think Canelo's going to catch up with him in a minute. Yeah. And he just got better and better, and his rhythm was just there and there. I don't know.
The secret for me, for Bivol, is got to stay off the ropes. Beterbiev walks you down, and Bivol's movement is fantastic. But I also think, and I picked Bivol to win, by the way, but I've got to say this, but I think why Beterbiev's the favourite is what works for Bivol might not work. And that's where his brain comes in. He's going to have to adapt very quickly, because that slide-in bounce out that he does so well, I think Beterbiev will just suffocate the space and walk and try and get you to the ropes, you're in trouble.
And may not respect the power of Bivol as well.
I think Bivol's power is underrated.
Do you?
I think his brain gets in the way.
Yeah.
He's such a clever fighter that he doesn't take any risks. So I think in this fight, you've got to keep that. That's going to be an asset, but at some point, he's got to show Beterbiev that I have something to stop you. Yeah. But I think Beterbiev can be hurt. If he squares up, he can be dropped. And I think it's just about Bivol's intelligence and how he approaches the fight. You've got to stay in. You got to have that circle in the centre of the ring and try and work around that. And if he can keep it off the ropes, then it's his fight to lose. But if he gets on the ropes against Beterbiev, it's a hard night.
What a fight!
You know what? You know what's really scary about it as well. You just talk about Beterbiev being 39, coming off knee surgery, still the favourite to win by a lot of people. That's how scary he is, isn't it? A 39-year-old coming off knee surgery, needing your legs in boxing.
Darren Hope, to be honest. I know it was the hip.
Problem is Darren's has got hips as well. That's the problem.
We took one knee and
disco
hips.
Yeah. Chris Mannix, we might start arguing now because Chris Mannix has put together his pound-for-pound list. Here it is.
Any notice of that? I don't know.
I don't think so. What do we make of this?
What Mora says, you know, we can't listen to Chris Mannix at all. That's what Sergio says.
What do you think of this? You got a couple of the boys in the list there?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it's Usyk, number 1.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean.
Then I think it's Crawford, number 2.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit biased because I got the hump with Naira Inoue because he keeps ducking Ahmad Aliyev. I actually don't think his resume is I mean, anywhere near as good as Usyk or Crawford, but he is an exceptional fighter. So 3, yeah. Jesse, Bam Rodriguez, number 4.
Yes.
Canelo, you know, Bivol, Shakur, Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev could be up a little bit.
Yep.
You know, I think, but obviously Dimitri's got the Canelo Alvarez win. Gervonta Davis, I mean, Haney, I think it's arguable right now, but, you know, previous performances. But, you know, my better question is, where does the winner of this fight go on the pound-for-pound list?
That's a great
question. That's the question I want to know. And for me, it's number 3.
3, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Really, they're taking Inoue's place?
I think so.
Yeah.
Listen, if
Darren,
Bivol wins,
Barry,
yeah,
I know you're a big Inoue fan. Do they really jump above Inoue?
I am a big Inoue fan because I think what he's done has been phenomenal, and the way he's doing it as well. And the Bam's just beating Hall of Famers for
Barry,
fun.
look at the wins. Yeah. Stephen Fulton, good win, but Fulton didn't look great in his last fight. Just got dropped in, you know, against a reasonable opponent.
Yeah, but after
Inoue hurt him.
Yeah. But you know, I think someone like Dmitry Bivol, when you beat Canelo Alvarez, who was the pound-for-pound number 1, and particularly, obviously, if you beat Artur Beterbiev, don't start telling me that Inoue should be. We're going to majorly fall out, Barry. If I see a pound-for-pound list from you when Bivol wins, and you don't put in number 3.
Oh, that will itch. But I would also say, like that, you know, Beterbiev's resume at light heavyweight is better than Bivol's, I think, as well. So, but for me, I'm a Jesse Rodriguez fan, so I think, you know, you can't put him high enough for me. I'm not. So I do think that they go 3 or 4. I do, because this is a generational fight. I've seen a little clip you said, I've nicked it, but this fight could be put in any era, and it's the top fight.
You nicked that from Eddie?
I saw something the other day.
If I know, obviously, look, your team Bivol. If Beterbiev wins, I spoke to Beterbiev potentially about going to cruiserweight. Could we see Beterbiev versus Opetaia? Is that just a no?
In my opinion, you'll never see Bivol go to cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Like the guy's walking around on weight now. And I think.
No, Beterbiev.
Oh, sorry, Beterbiev. Sorry, I thought you meant Bivol.
Sorry.
Yeah, but this is another point. I actually think Beterbiev is tight at the weight.
Oh, he is.
Right?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I think, you know, there were cameramen who said he was very reluctant to strip down yesterday for the shots. For me, don't get me wrong, he was absolutely ripped to shreds, but that's 5 days out. I think this is going to be a tough weight cut for Beterbiev. You could see he's already talking about going up to cruiserweight. Obviously for Bivol, you know, that for him, he could make 168 if he really brought himself down. But I think Beterbiev's going to be very tight at this weight since that.
So with Opetaia winning Saturday, there's obviously CBS versus Zerdo Ramirez. That's the obvious route. But if that fell through, or that was to happen and he was to win, is it something that you'd look at?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, again, if Beterbiev was to win, him against Opetaia is an absolute, I mean, incredible fight. And, you know, I think that's the kind of fight that His Excellency would look at and say, that's the fight I want to try and make. For Jai right now, the only focus is to come through Jack Massey, which I actually think will be a really good fight.
Yeah,
Massey's really tough. You know, fair play, it's a Brit trying to win a world title and a Ring Magazine belt as well. But then next year, unify the whole division. You know, if that doesn't include a Beterbiev, it's going through the winner of Ramirez and CBS, and then Mekalayan, and then move into heavyweight.
Eddie, thank you very much. Not that I don't like you talking to us, but the show has to go.
I've done my job for filling.
You've done your job as always. Let's throw it downstairs to Thomas Dry because the fighters have finally arrived.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand arrivals for the 4-Crown Showdown, a great night of World Championship Boxing to be held this Saturday, October 12th, from the Kingdom Arena in beautiful Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We would first like to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, Gia, Turkey Al-Sheikh. This great event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, Gia, with Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, Gold Star Promotions, Boxer, World of Boxing, and Sella. At this time, we would like to thank our great sponsors: Saudi Tourism Authority, Saudi National Bank, STC, Dr. Suleiman El Habib Medical Group, Saudia Airlines, New Mubaba Development Company, and Lucid Motors. A big thanks to our great sponsors. This great event will be shown in the UK and worldwide on DAZN, in the UK on TNT Sports Box Office and Sky Sports Box Office, and in the United States, the main event exclusively shown on ESPN+. Let's now get the grand arrival started. Our first two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 4-round international lightweight contest. First, coming to us from Sucre, Colombia. His professional record, 3 wins with 2 defeats. Here is Jesus Gonzalez.
Here comes Jesus Gonzalez, looking to come and spoil the party as well. Takes Mohamed Alakel, the local fighter now based in Scotland. Jesus Gonzalez, we know well, Darren, because we've seen him fight before.
Yeah, he fought Ibrahim Suleiman, a very, very good prospect back home in the UK. And he was stopped in the second round. He came to fight, but he was caught with a beautiful body shot and he just never recovered. But yeah, I spoke to him Monday. He's game, he's confident and ready to fight.
Well, I think we're actually going to hear from Jesus Gonzalez. Olivia's on stage. I think a translator's there as well. Be interesting to see how he takes all of this in, because this is a massive step up for him.
Jesus, this is a massive step up for you. How are you feeling right now that you're here in Saudi Arabia?
Es una gran oportunidad para usted. ¿Cómo te siente aquí en Riyadh?
Me siento muy feliz, gracias a Dios pues, por la oportunidad. También agradezco a los promotores, a Arabia por abrirme sus puertas y es una bendición enorme para mí estar acá.
It's a massive opportunity for me. I'm just so thankful to be here and thank Saudi Arabia for giving me this opportunity on the weekend.
Are you excited to see what the next few days has in store for you?
Usted está dando para todos estos días la conferencia de prensa.
¿Cómo?
Es una para usted hacer toda esa ocasión con eso es bueno.
Claro, excelente para mí, es una... Wow, la verdad me siento contento.
Yeah, it's excellent for me. Wow, just look at this.
And just finally, Mohamed is obviously making his professional debut, so I suppose for you as his opponent, there's not really much to go on, is there?
Por Mohamed es la primera pelea, so no conocido mucho sobre ello.
Yeah. Pues no, hasta el momento no conozco mucho a mi oponente, pero lo poco que he interactuado con él me ha parecido una excelente persona. No somos amigos, pero pues espero en un futuro establecer una buena amistad con él. Y pues, aparte de que sea mi oponente, aquí tiene un buen amigo.
I don't know a lot about him, but he seems to be a really nice guy. And maybe in the future we can get to know each other a bit better. And he seems like a good guy.
Thank you very much.
Gracias.
And now let's welcome from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, making his professional boxing debut this Saturday. Here is mighty Mohamed Alakel.
I was in a room when Darren Barker spoke to Mohamed yesterday. I don't think I've ever seen a fighter so shy, so nervous, but also excited about what's to come.
Yeah, bless him. You know, look.
He's on about you.
Yeah, look. All of a sudden, he's making his debut on such a big card. He's taking it all in, but he understands the magnitude of the opportunity he's been given.
I spoke to him at the press conference in London. Real nice kid, isn't he? Real nice kid. And he's with Joe Gallagher, who's a really experienced trainer. You know, so he's with the right people. But we never know how good they are until the first bell goes.
Mohamed, I mean, you're here. Obviously, you're based out of Scotland, but this is your home country. Now that you are here, how are you feeling? Try and sum it up for me.
Yeah, I feel good. You know, all the hard work's been done. Now it's time to have fun and enjoy it. So yeah.
Do you feel like this is your moment? It's your professional debut, and it made sense for your professional debut to be here?
Exactly, representing my country and fighting in my country. You know, debuting. It means a lot. It means a lot.
I mean, you heard that some of the fans there making noise for you. Everyone in that arena on Saturday night is going to be behind you, aren't they?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the IBF International Light Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome the challenger from Sheffield, England. His professional record, 23 wins, 6 defeats, 10 wins, coming by way of knockout. He is the former Commonwealth champion, Liam Cannonball Cameron.
What a story, Liam Cameron. Obviously, look, a lot of the talk, Barry, will be about Ben Whitaker, but Liam Cameron's story needs to be told a bit more. I mean, for him to even be here, it is incredible.
Yeah, I think Darren should tell the story because Darren was with him the other day. Thank you, though.
It's remarkable what he went through. He had a 5-year hiatus out of the sport, and what he went through was awful. He lost his stepdaughter, he struggled badly with drugs and alcohol, he ballooned up to 130 kilograms, he had a seizure, and in the back of the ambulance he promised if he got through it, he would turn his life around, and he's done just that.
Liam, we're here in Riyadh. Just try and tell me how you're feeling in this moment right now.
I can't put it into words. It's unbelievable. It's a beautiful country, and I'm just gobsmacked I'm here, and I'm going to make the most of it and get this win.
I mean, you've been on some journey. Can you believe you're almost stood here right now?
I can't, it's all God's work. Everything's God's work, and I believe I'm here for a reason.
Now, we mentioned Ben Whitaker. You know his style, his almost taunting style. You said that it gives him confidence, but it also gives you confidence as well, doesn't it?
I'm from Sheffield. I've seen it all before.
How's Saturday night going to go then?
I've got to win, no matter what.
Thank you very much, Liam.
And now let's welcome the defending champion from Darlaston, Staffordshire, England, a 2020 Olympic silver medalist, now undefeated as a professional with 8 wins, 5 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending IBF International Light Heavyweight Champion, Ben the Surgeon Whitaker.
I'm concerned about the DJ because I know what music he was playing when I was walking up here, so just make sure.
You know, when you ask people, Barry, I'm definitely coming to you on this, Barry. A lot of people think that he could be a very, very special fighter. Obviously, look, we still need to see it against top opponents, but people say he's got a bit of everything. You've watched him a few times. How do you see him?
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. Listen, if you take away all the show stuff, which is the Marmite stuff, which is the one that's put him in the limelight, but also gets criticised for, take away that, his work is fantastic. He's a real quality boxer who in the amateurs has shown real toughness. So people think he's not tough, he is. This is the biggest test of his professional career, but I do tend to think he's one of those fighters that the bigger the test, the better the performance. And I think stylistically, though Cameron will really try his best and will really make Whitaker work for it, it's the style that's going to suit Whitaker the best. This is a guy who could, like Fury, without all the things that he does, you don't like the showboat and stuff, without that, he loses his magic. He needs that to express himself. He's a real talent.
Here he is, Mr. Entertainer, coming out dancing. You've actually fought in Saudi before, haven't you? This isn't your first time.
Yes, my second time. It's an amazing reception out here. The people are lovely, nice weather. Can't ask for more.
Has it changed very much, or is it all the same?
It's all the same for me, but it's getting bigger and bigger. They're putting on great shows, great fights, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
People talk about your style, your taunting style. You're not going to change for anyone, are you?
Hey, there's many plans to my style. There's an A plan, B plan, C plan, but I'm just doing what I'm doing right now.
Is this the toughest test of your career so far, do you think?
I don't think so. We'll see Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the Women's WBC Featherweight Championship of the World. let's first welcome the challenger from High Wycombe, England. Undefeated with 9 wins, 2 of her 9 wins coming by way of knockout. She is the current women's WBC International Featherweight Champion. Here is the Omen, Raven Chapman.
Skye Nicholson in her fights has barely been touched, let's be honest. I mean, she's making them look very, very easy. Do you think she's going to be given her hardest test on Saturday against Raven? Is Raven the one to push her?
Well, her style is. Her style, she's very busy, she's naturally aggressive, she likes to get on the front foot. She won't be standing off of Skye Nicholson, because if anyone does that, they're going to get picked off. This woman here is game, is confident, and like I say, the natural aggression that she has and the boxing know-how will hold her in very good stead. So yeah, stylistically, she has a good chance.
I mean, Raven, first of all, just great music choice. I wanted to dance along with that. You're here, you're making history, the first female fight on a Riyadh season card. You must be so proud.
Yeah, super proud. You know what, I'm just trying to take it in at the moment, not think too much about it, but I think after the event and everything, it'll probably really hit me exactly what we've done here, making history. And yeah, it's a really, really humbling experience, and I'm just really thankful for Turkey for making it happen.
It's your first career title shot. I mean, is this your moment, do you feel?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like all roads have led to this. It's kind of what we've been working towards. It's what we've been wanting for a while now, and now it's here, and I'm going to go and grab it. I'm going to grab it with both hands.
I mean, and out of all of the fighters that stepped on this stage so far, it does feel like the support is there for you.
Yeah, it's really great to hear. I've got a lot of supporters coming out here as well, and that's amazing. People that have followed my journey, been there from the very beginning, they know the struggles that I've been to get here, and they're with me all the way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now let's welcome the defending world champion, coming to us from Queensland, Australia. A 2020 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with 11 wins, 1 win coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome the reigning and defending women's WBC featherweight champion of the world, future undisputed, Skye Nicholson.
When did that nickname sort of get added to her name? That's my first time hearing it. Is that a new thing?
She has that confidence that borders on arrogance. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. So she goes around saying she's the best featherweight on the planet. Bear in mind, Amanda Serrano's still in featherweight, so that's a big bold statement. But she does have the ability and the boxing technique to make hard fights look very, very easy. She really does. So on her day, she's a hard girl to stop that movement, hard to track down. But this is just run. I think in the last 2 fights, she's shown a bit more purchase to her work, a bit more strength. So she's a development fighter who's on top of her game right now.
Tonight has been absolutely unbelievable. I was singing along with you as you were walking out. Skye, being here, making history, I just spoke to Raven about it. It must be a really special moment for you both.
Yeah, of course it is. We're making history. We're part of a really, really special and important movement. And I feel very humbled to be in this position. I feel like it's a very empowering position. I want to inspire the women and girls around the world, especially here in Saudi Arabia. And I have the chance to do that this week.
I mean, every time I see you, Skye, yesterday at the media day, today, you just do everything with the biggest smile on your face. You're going to enjoy this week, aren't you?
Of course. I love Fight Week. I feel like I was born for this. I was born for this stage. I was born for these events. And I'm living the dream.
Second defence of that belt right there. Is it more pressure, more confidence, or both, perhaps?
I feel like I'm getting better and better every time. So it's not pressure, but I feel very excited for the opportunity. I'm excited for the stage that I get to perform on, and I'm ready to put on a show.
Thank you so much.
Our next 2 fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger coming to us from Manchester, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 22 wins, 2 defeats, with 12 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current EBU, European and Commonwealth Cruiserweight Champion, Jack One Smack Massey.
I love a good nickname, and One Smack is a good one, isn't it? Jack One Smack Massey is a good one. How much of a problem is he for Ja Opetaia?
I like this fight. I don't mind it at all. You look at the 2 defeats that Massey's had. There's no shame in them. The one against Richard Riadpour is debatable. You know, there wasn't much in that at all. And then he's fought Joseph Parker. I mean, he was 14 pounds over the cruiserweight limit. I mean, it's incredible. He's very, very confident. He believes in himself. And this is an opportunity that we all dream of as fighters, to challenge for a world title.
Jack, we're here for Grand Arrivals. I mean, how are you feeling standing on this stage looking out at everyone there?
Yeah, it's great. I'm extremely proud to be a part of Riyadh season, and you know, being looked after really, really well over here. And yeah, it's amazing, making my family proud, my friends and fans, and I'm going to make them even prouder when I bring that world title home on Saturday.
You've been on quite the journey to get here, haven't you?
I have, yes. It's been a long, tough journey, but you know, we're here now, and this is a massive, massive opportunity, and I'm going to take it with both hands.
You really feel you can cause Jai Opetaia a lot of problems?
Absolutely, not just problems, beat him.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And now let's welcome the defending world champion coming to us from Gold Coast, Australia. A 2012 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with 25 wins, 19 of his 25 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current Ring Magazine champion and IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Skye Opetaia.
So I don't want to hear no chat. Tell the boys relax. Who really out on the field? My boys still doing lots.
Barry, simple question. Best cruiserweight in the world, yes or no?
Yes. 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 Why? Because he beat the other best, the former best cruiserweight in the world, in Marius Braders, twice. Yeah, and also, see, people just see, because he came over to the UK and he destroyed a couple of guys, people think that he's this absolute just a big puncher and just walks through people. But he's actually a really good boxer, and before he boxed Braders, that's what he was known for. And he said himself, he wants, after the Braders' second fight, he wants to get back to his boxing. I think he got carried away with his own power and the own hype that people call him this destroyer. And because he's such an intimidating factor, a figure outside of the ring, people forget that he's actually a boxer who's based on skill.
Jay, your last few fights have been in Saudi. You must be getting used to all of this now.
Yeah, man. I love it. You know, it's like a second home now, so I'm excited to be back.
What's your favourite part about being here?
Just being a part of these Riyadh seasons, you know, they really raise the bar. This is like, you know, I feel like if you're not a part of the Riyadh seasons, you're missing out, so I'm honoured to be here.
The guys up on the stage have just called you the best cruiserweight in the world. Did you feel any pressure with that label?
Not at all, man. You know, we've always had pressure. We live under pressure. So, you know, the 12th of October, we just got to prove again that we're the best.
I know you have aims to be undisputed at this weight, perhaps even then move up, but all your focus, I assume now, is just on Jack Massey on Saturday night.
Exactly right. We're not looking past him. You know, we've got a job to do, and we're looking forward to getting it done.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jai Opetaia there, Jack Massey, remember the IBF Cruiserweight title on the line. I mean, those eyes are scary, though. I know you said, you know, what you said, Barry, but those eyes are frightening.
He's looking, let me just ask him a question, and at the end he looks at her like, he goes, yeah, no, yes, thank you, but you can have it as well. That's what his eyes. He's not saying. That's what his eyes are saying, and that's why we're all scared of him.
Yeah.
He's not the biggest man that been around, but he's the most intimidating person that I've been around for a long time.
Especially in fight week. Like we've interviewed him and seen him outside of fight weeks, and he's still quite intimidating, but he's quite joyful. In fight week, Daz, he's as mean as they come.
As this week progresses and gets closer to Saturday, you start seeing a real shift in the mentality and the personality of Opetaia. He gets very scary. You know, everything becomes one-word answers. He's really zoned in, and I will say, yes, he did get dragged into exactly what Barry said, a fight, just he was desperate to prove everybody. But again, as Barry said, he's a brilliant boxer. He really is. I mean, look, there's a few out there that have exceptional footwork, and I really think that his feet are right up there with some of the best in the world right now. The way he makes you miss is a fraction, so he can fire back with the counters. So dangerous with both hands, a very, very good fighter. Looking relaxed right now, though.
And he's quite lucky in this week now, because I think, you know, there's the two behind him, and that's, for me, that's Ramirez and Billum Smith, who will fight next month. He has rivals to make him, to put him up there, you know, to elevate him into a bigger name, and you need that. Being the best in the division is one thing. You have no rivals, and no real rivals who are good enough to test you. And he had Bradus at the end of his career, but I think, you know, Billum Smith gives him a massive run for his money, and so does Ramirez, and the winner of that will go in with full of confidence.
You know what we do, and this is the Bradus fight, but what we tend to do nowadays in boxing is always push someone into another weight class. When I look at him physically, and I think he's perfect for the cruiserweight division. I mean, I don't know how serious we take the bridgerweight division, but he does look too small for heavyweights, and I feel like we're trying to push him to heavyweights.
But what it is, though, I think it's, as fighters, we're always striving and looking for new targets, new goals, new aspirations, and when you've unified and you've become the governor, the main man in your division, then you need a new challenge. It's either that or sail off into the sunset. He's hungry, he loves to fight, wants to be around this, wants to be on more shows, so he wants new challenges.
Do you think he's got a frame, though, to go to the heavyweight division?
I think that in this era, it's always about the height. Who's 6'3"?
Yeah.
And he's all at 6'3". You know, he really is.
No, he's exactly that, isn't he? Yeah.
But Opetaia was he's 6'1".
6'1".
So I think it's very difficult for him to be a heavyweight in this modern era. You can fill out, you can do the weights to get bigger, but I'm not quite sure. Dominate your weight. I said he got some dance partners, so that'll drag on another
And there'll be new ones as well coming through, isn't
Of course
there?
there will, yeah.
And he could make the bridgerweight division glamorous. If he moves up to that division, people start getting interested. You never know.
Let's hope he doesn't. Then I hope that's the
that's the plan. Did you not know about the plan? Is to get rid of that
Swerve
division.
it, right.
Swerve it. Let's have a look at the current cruiserweight rankings. Let's see who are potentially those dance partners. As you mentioned, Barry, Chris Billum Smith there. That's an interesting one that no one really talks about there. Noel Gover from Germany, the current WBC champion. Zerda Ramirez, WBA champion. And then you go down a bit down the list. Richard Riatpour is still there. Number 10, Chef Clarke, looking to get in the mix soon as well.
Number 6, the former champion, Culimarian. You know, that's a good fight for. There's loads of good fights for him there. There might not be any. I mean, except for Ramirez and Smith. You know, they're the sexy names, if you want to call them that. You know, that will garnish some interest. The other ones are all good fights for him. Riatpour's still a good fight for him. He can come back. But Massey's a hard night.
Yeah.
Massey's a hard night. I don't think Massey beats him. But he's a hard night for anybody because his structure is really good.
Can we put the list back on again? I want to quickly point something out there on that list, which I always find intriguing. Americans don't care about the cruiserweight division anymore.
No.
They don't. You look at the list, and it's so strange to see a list without any Americans. Look at that, none.
Yeah.
I mean, you almost feel like if the Americans got involved in this somehow and started chucking a few fighters into the cruiserweight division, it could be a glamour division around the world, but it seems to have been for the last at least 10, 15 years just a European division.
And I think it's because the heavyweight division is such a lure. You know, everyone wants to fight in the heavyweight division, so if you are around that, you know, 200 pounds, you're just going to beat up a little bit. You're going to go up to heavyweight.
And also, I think, you know, that in the United States, I think they're coming back now, but a lot of athletes they were lost in boxing but taken to other sports.
Yeah.
I think that's the truth of it. I think so. You know, the bigger guys, the cruiserweights and the heavyweights, went to other sports, football, basketball, and whatever they are, if they're that talented. So, you know, I think there's a bit of a shift in American psyche, and I think they are starting to get involved again. I think Deontay Wilder was a big help towards that. Let's not forget that. You talk about fighters who've helped change generations or change patterns of mindsets. I think Deontay Wilder, the American audience in the heavyweight division, was a big factor in that.
Imagine him in the cruiserweight division, a peak Deontay Wilder in the cruiserweight, and that kind of punch power.
Oh.
Well, He looks doubly hard in that shirt and hat as well, doesn't he? I mean, doubly hard, and not many people can get away with that. Opetaia certainly does. Look how close they are as well. Look at them. That close to each other. You know, they really want to have a look at each other. They really do.
They will both know they're next to each other there.
Yeah.
You know,
Jack just had a little look. Yeah, a little look.
They'll be feeling each other's energy right there for sure, no doubt about it. This man, though, what an opportunity, what a story. You know, 2 defeats that he can take confidence away from. But again, I spoke to him yesterday, and he understands that he wants to see how good he is. You know,
European champion, you should.
Yeah,
that's the next step,
his rebuild's been fantastic.
It really has.
I mean, massively underrated, I think, you know, in the British domestic scene. And he would be one of the fighters of the year, I think, for what he's done.
All right, we are waiting for a certain Chris Eubank Jr. Surprise. As we do wait, here's a little feature about one of the most controversial features or fighters in boxing.
Just give me a ring. Just speaks his mind. And some gloves. Does what he wants. It's anybody's ass.
Maybe a little arrogant.
I don't have anything to prove now. It's clear to see. You can Google it.
He inherited his father's eccentric personality.
Chris Eubank Jr. is back. New promotional team, new trainer. On the promotional team, you've chosen boxer. Why?
Why boxer? Because every other promoter out here is a scumbag.
Welcome back, Chris. Harmony in the room, as expected.
I feel like a lot of boxers follow each other. He follows no one. I'm not a robot like a lot of these other guys in the sport. You're taller than I thought you'd be. Boxing needs characters, and Eubank Jr. is certainly a character. Anything I say is the truth, and I back it up. Being the villain, being the bad guy, none of it matters to me anymore. If I was talking the talk but not walking the walk, that to me is ego. But I walk the walk. I think I'm somebody that people love to hate, and that's what sells. You sometimes feel like he's on the cusp of being elite, but then there's a pause, there's a break, or there's a defeat. The Saunders rematch will happen. It's extremely personal between me and him. You know, a lot of people don't think he won that fight in, you know, that first fight. I don't think he won it, but he has the win. So, you know, we have to set the record straight once and for all. I would love that fight as I walk out of this room if he's standing there. You know, that's what he is to me. He is an enemy.
2 other names that are constantly linked with you, Conor Benn and Canelo.
Those fights will happen. But I'm not looking past Kamil Szeremeta. Any slip up here and all my aspirations of these big fights go down the toilet. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna do a job on this guy. Even though we are probably at the final chapter of his career, hopefully, we start to see some really good fights.
He's a young 35. He doesn't go out partying, drinking, etc. Looks after his body.
If you were to kind of plug him into a machine, he's probably 28. When you're 35 years old, there's certain things that you feel that you didn't feel when you're in your 20s, that's for sure. But in general, as a whole, I feel amazing. Tip top. And I know I've still got at least 3-4 years left in me of great fights, and I'm excited.
You know, you can be as good as you want to be in boxing. You can be Muhammad Ali, right? If you have no dance partners, you're going to be dancing by yourself in the mirror. He creates so many opportunities, doesn't he? Because even in that little short 4-minute piece there, he named like 4 or 5 fighters that he could fight. Apart from Kamil Szeremeta, he's fantastic at it.
He is, yeah, and he sees his fight as a stepping stone, as we all do. With a little bit of jeopardy involved, but not massively. Let's be honest, it's about showcasing his ability and then calling out bigger names. And because he is such a big name, people will gravitate towards him, and also because he's such a polarizing character, we'll be offended by him and want to beat him up. I think him and Billy Joe Saunders had a great rivalry. I was at ringside commentating on that fight, and it was a mad atmosphere. And it was a really good fight as well, actually, but a fight that he clearly lost.
All right, Chris Eubank Jr. is in the building, as his opponent, Kamil Szeremeta, is as well, so it's time to throw it down to Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, our grand arrivals continue here in beautiful Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant IBO Middleweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Białystok, Poland. He brings a professional record consisting of 25 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a former world title challenger. Here is Kamil Szeremeta.
What does he have, guys? What does he have to cause Eubank any problems? He looks strong and stout, big, strong legs, experience. He's been in big world title fights. Is that what it could be? Experience, maybe?
You got to make Eubank work hard. The secret with beating Eubank is, Eubank throws punches in blustering combination, but he takes gaps. You got to make him work when he doesn't want to work. I think that tires him out if you can. But you got to have acceleration in your work and your pace. And I'm not sure whether this guy has quite that, but he is stoic, he's physically strong, and he has a tight defence for the most part. So I think he can make Eubank really work for the win. But I find it hard that he can overcome Eubank.
Kamil, you're here in Saudi Arabia. How does it feel?
Bardzo się cieszę, jestem tutaj pierwszy raz. Mam nadzieję, że w sobotę dam się wszystko, wygram walkę i będę miał okazję tutaj jeszcze raz przyjechać.
I'm very happy I'm here. It's my first time. I hope I'm going to win on Saturday and I will be able to come here again.
I mean, you're undefeated in your last 6 fights. You must be full of confidence coming into this.
Jesteś niepokonany w kilku ostatnich walkach, musisz być pewny siebie.
Mój plan taktyczny jest wchodzę, robię robotę i schodzę jako zwycięzca.
My plan is simple. I want to go into the ring and go out as a winner.
How do you feel you can hurt Chris Eubank Jr.?
Once again, please.
How do you feel you can hurt Chris Eubank Jr.?
Wiesz, że możesz go uszkodzić. No.
Z trenerem mamy taktykę, nie chcę za dużo mówić, bo to jest bez sensu dużo mówić przed walką. W sobotę się przekonacie.
We got our own tactic with our trainer and I'm going to show you on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
Let's now welcome from Brighton, England. He brings a professional record of 33 wins, 3 defeats, with 24 of his 33 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former British champion and former IBO super middleweight world champion, Chris Eubank Jr.
There's not a boxer in Britain today that just does it his way like Chris Eubank does it. I mean, he's in full control, says what he wants, does what he wants, and I have to applaud that because it's a sport where you're run by promoters and managers, and he seems to run it by himself.
Yeah, I asked him, you're 13 years as a pro now, you're entering your 37th fight, why are you still boxing? What is it all about? And he said, I'm hungry. So I asked him, well, what are you hungry for? And he went, and he thought about it for a second, and he went, just the love of the sport. I'm just in love with the sport. I want to box. And when you look at the draw he is, when you look at the fact he is a young 35-year-old, when you look at the fact that he does have a lot of potential dance partners out there, there's a lot to get excited about. There's some big nights ahead for this man that really does get the juices flowing.
Chris, it's been a rather eventful few weeks, but now that you're here in Saudi Arabia, what are your thoughts? How are you feeling?
I mean, wow. The weather's perfect. The event is amazing. So far, I've had a great time. I've only been out for a few days, but yeah, it's an incredible city, and I'm happy to be here.
It's a long-awaited return, 13 months out. How have you felt in those 13 months? What have you been doing?
living life, becoming a better human being. But yeah, I missed my home. I missed my real life, which is the sport of boxing. And now we are back, and we're back in the biggest way. Riyadh Season, Saudi Arabia. This is the new wave. And yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Obviously, Kamil, on Saturday night, all of this building towards another world title shot. Just how important, in terms of career, is Saturday night for you?
This is the most important fight of my career because, you know, a flat performance or, God forbid, a defeat means that I don't get all the mega fights that I've been hunting for and talking about for so long. So I have to go out there, I have to make a statement, I have to go out there and perform and take this guy out. You know, that is the mission at hand, and a few days left to go.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, Doc, but I've been crazy. There's no way that you can save me. It's okay, go with him, Haley. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when it's...
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a rematch. It is scheduled for 12 rounds. It will be for the British Commonwealth and WBA International Heavyweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger, hailing from Burton-on-Trent, Staffordshire, England. He was a 2020 Olympic bronze medalist and now is a professional, undefeated with 8 wins, 1 draw, 6 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Fraser, the Eraser Clarke.
Here we go, a genuine headline act as a co-main, and this is a special one, isn't it? I mean, this is the one that we've been hoping would be remade, and it has. It's here now. British title on the line, bragging rights on the line, Barry. It's so difficult to pick. This is as difficult to pick as the main event.
Yeah, it is, because in the first fight, I had Wardley the favourite because we hadn't seen Clarke in a war. His professional career, as good as he was as an amateur, had been pretty much in his second, third year. But in that fight, he showed the great determination you need to be a champion, added with the skill. And it was a draw, and it was a close fight. Could have gone either way. They both think they won. And this fight cannot not deliver. It will guarantee be fireworks. And I think from round 4 maximum, and then it goes boom.
Absolutely love it. I agree with everything.
Fraser, you're here in Saudi Arabia. Just first of all, what are you making of all this?
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but I've been here before, you know, not fighting. But yeah, I'm glad to be here, enjoying every second of it, soaking it up, all building towards Saturday night.
You've said these moments, these occasions, these events are what you live for.
Of course, you know, this is, I'm living any boxer's dream, you know, right now to do this. I'm living my dream, so Saturday night, that's what it's all about, getting there, getting a result. But all these moments, you know, one day we'll look back because it'll be over before you know it.
I mean, there's so much respect between you and Fabio, contender for Fight of the Year. I mean, everyone here and everyone watching will be hoping for another contender of Fight of the Year. Are you going to give that to us again?
I think mine and Fabio's styles gel, and I think anytime you see us in the ring, you're going to see fireworks. But of course, there's respect. You know, we had 12 brutal rounds. Like he said, round 13, Saturday night.
Thank you so much.
And now let's welcome the defending champion from Ipswich, England. Undefeated with 17 wins, 1 draw, 16 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending British Commonwealth and WBA International Heavyweight Champion, Fabio Wardley.
Didn't want to interrupt the song there, a bit of Pharaoh Monch, didn't want to interrupt it. Darren, how surprised have you been with Fabio's journey? Again, look, it's well spoken about the fact he's come from white-collar boxing, but it's a contrast, isn't it? You've got Fraser Clarke, who's come from the fantastic amateur Team GB setup. and you got a guy here come from white collar boxing.
Remarkable. Remarkable when you think he's come from white collar boxing, and if he wins this fight, he's not far off potentially fighting for a world title or being very close to doing something of that stature. Barry's got it wrong. This will not take 4 rounds to catch fire. This will take 4 seconds. This will take 4 seconds. I'm telling you, do not blink. Do not take your eyes off of the TV, because this is going to be fireworks from the moment they lock horns that first round.
It's going to be something special, isn't it? Wardley looked so good against David Adelaide. It's funny, I'm seeing Fraser Clarke look at Wardley. Let's hear from Olivia talking to Fabio Wardley.
Fabio, you look happy, you look excited, you also look very chill and composed. How are you feeling being back in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, look, fantastic. I love boxing here. It's always a fantastic event, as you can see from the lights, camera, action. Saudi Arabia, Riyadh season, they always know how to put on a really big show and make it a spectacle. So it's always an honor, it's always a privilege to be a part of these shows. So yeah, look, I'm happy to be here, happy to be a part of it, and looking forward to Saturday night.
I mean, talking of putting on a show and putting on a spectacle, that's exactly what you and Fraser did in that first fight. I mean, I've just asked Fraser, are we going to see more of the same? Because that's exactly what we want.
Look, I'm here to deliver. I'm here to deliver the fans. Like I say, I'm privileged enough to be on a big card like this. So look, we can't be on a massive card and under-deliver. So I think at least for myself, I'm going to try and top that performance. I'm going to go all out. We're going to see an all-out war on that night again, and everyone's going to be in for a treat.
A different outcome, perhaps, though, this time around?
Definitely a different outcome. Definitely a different outcome. Look, a lot of the same action you saw, guts and glory, some war in there, but my hand getting raised at the end.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love it. Honestly, really, really love this fight. And credit to both as well. I mean, you know you're going to go in there and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt on Saturday. And I agree with you. Barry doesn't often get things wrong. But he's right. You're right, doesn't it? From the very first round, this kicks off immediately, doesn't it? It does.
Do you know what I love, though? Fraser Clarke is just below us, and he did not take his eyes off of Fabio Wardley when he was talking.
And the difference is Fraser knows that he can do it now. You think you can go to war for 12 rounds, but he knows. But also, you know what it's like as well, and that's another proposition. You know, if you've got the guts to do it again, I think he has.
You're right, Fraser would have gone into that first fight with a bit of trepidation, right? Would Fabio gone into that fight not knowing anything about Fraser or a few different things about Fraser?
Maybe the 12-round distance, perhaps, going as far. He probably knew that he may have to go rounds in the fight, which he did, but I believe that that's an asset now, knowing that he can do it. So it really was a fascinating first contest between the two of them. It really was.
And as you expect from Fraser, the technically better fighter, because you know, all that Olympic background. Don't forget with the GB squad, you have to wait 2 cycles for he got his opportunity. You had to wait for Ozzy Joshua and then of course Joe Joyce to get their opportunity before he got his chance. So he turned pro quite late. But that gave him the natural strength, you know, to turn professional and really, you know, hit the ground running. And he never. That's the truth. So when he did come to this fight, there were questions about what would he be like in round 7 when Wardley, as he does with every fight, drags you into a wall and hurts you with every punch. But he showed the right minerals for me, Fraser Clarke. He got off the floor with a lovely right hand that dropped him and got up and fired back and won probably most of the rounds. You know, let's be honest, I think he did. But there was a public warning and a knockdown as well from Fabio Wardley, who had damaged that nose, Darren, but he just loves the fight.
I think Fraser Clarke's got to try and hurt Fabio Wardley more than he did. And look, this can happen with guys that have stayed amateur for a while. They pull their shots, and what I mean by that, they don't fully rotate at the fear of getting hit back. It's point scoring in the amateurs. It's a lot different than it is professional boxing. And you see the difference with Fabio Wardley. He fully goes for everything when he lets the right hand go.
But they punched themselves to a standstill. What more can you ask for from any fighter, certainly heavyweights? No, they punched themselves to a standstill. Just think of that for a second. That weight was power in the shots. And in the last round, they wouldn't stop throwing punches. It was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been to. One of the best fights I've seen. One of the best fights in the world.
Standing ovation, was it?
It was unbelievable. It was almost like it felt like throwing like the old-fashioned nobbins into the ring. Honestly, it was like, you know, some of the fights we've been around, and it was a privilege to be there, where they just, you know, they were literally like swinging their arms and almost just going, oh, I can't bring it back, I'm too tired, so it's just staying there, and I'll just throw the other one, and that'll bring me forward, and hopefully I can lean on the guy, because I'm going to throw myself over. It was heroic stuff by both of them.
Yeah, and that's why, look, we don't like draws. Who likes draws in the sport of boxing? But it almost felt like it should be a draw. I know some people have swayed towards Fraser, some have gone to Fabio, but it's almost like the fight that, okay, let's see it again, and we are seeing it again, and I think that's the good thing about it.
Yeah, I think in a fight like that, if you win, you don't want to go back in there and do that again.
Yeah.
So you don't. You go, oh, I've done it. I've done him now, so I'll move on. So they have to fight each other, and they said up there, they just know sometimes you find the right dance partner, and it gels. I mean, why you'd want to find a dance partner in that sort of scenario, I don't know. But fighters are crazy guys because they do crazy things. But they found the right dance partners, and that for them will make them a lot of money and a lot of respect in the sport. And now we love them now because of that fight.
Very quickly, I want to ask you another one. Darren said, just as Fabio sort of walked up, he said, look, both of these, like the winners on the cusp of maybe sort of getting into that world title mix, or at least the conversation. So I'm guessing you mean in top 15, top 10. True or false?
Yeah, you sort of think it's a domestic fight, so you shouldn't, you're going to calm down. But in this generation of fighters, I think that it is true. I think they will get a top 10 rating. Whether they get an opportunity is here or there, but I think they'll get a top 10 rating. It was only a while back where Dubois would have been a feasible opportunity for him. A step up, not a huge step up, and look where he is all of a sudden.
You're right.
One or two fights can change your whole career trajectory. But in the heavyweight division, one fight could take you from nowhere to somewhere. That division is the craziest division where it changes like that. Derek Chisora, for example, he's proved that a loss doesn't define you. One good fight puts you back in the conversation. And a one good win from whoever wins this fight, if there's a clear winner, puts them in a conversation for any fight.
Yeah, and you've got to remember, this division is looking for its next stars. Look, you've got Dubois, 27 years old, he can reign for a long time, but Fury Usyk, who knows what's going to happen after they fought again. AJ coming to the end, we understand that. So these fighters, Fabio, Fraser, are looking to become one of the next stars of the division. So that puts you right up there. Look, and they're going to need contenders and people to fight these fighters. So it's, I think, brilliant timing for both.
Yeah, it really is a fantastic co-main event. Remember, British title on the line. All right, Riyadh Season's all about special announcements, and we've got a big one for you. Thomas Triber is in Boulevard Square for something that I think you've all been waiting for years.
Ladies and gentlemen, another big moment in boxing history is happening. It has been over 10 years since we've had a major boxing video game. And today, we're proud to announce the deluxe WBC edition of the Undisputed boxing video game is launching on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Steam. So now, boxing fans joining us around the world, the time has arrived for the broadcast premiere trailer. This is Undisputed.
Peggy 16.
Rated T for teen.
Champions are not born. They're forged.
The world is watching.
Crowned in the ring. It takes the heart of a lion, the mind of a strategist, and the soul of a warrior. Every challenge is an opportunity.
What a masterpiece tonight. How is he still on his feet?
Every setback, a lesson. It demands an unbroken will that refuses to bow.
Do you believe this?
But this is not just about winning. This is about turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Building a legacy and becoming undisputed.
And it's an instant classic.
Undisputed. Available now.
The reaction to that online has been incredible, and hopefully I can get my hand on one of those for free. We'll see. Fight week on DAZN. Look, we got you covered. Obviously, look, today was Grand Arrivals. Wednesday, you know how it works by now. Open workout. Thursday, the press conference. Friday, the weigh-in. Saturday, you know what happens. Beterbiev versus Bivol, and it's time to get those two on the stage. I can see Mr. Thomas Schreiber running back into position. Let's throw it down to MC to get out the two unified light heavyweight champions of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's welcome our main event participants. It's a battle of the undefeated this Saturday. They will be competing in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the undisputed light heavyweight championships of the world. Let's first welcome undefeated with 23 wins. 12 of his 23 wins come by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBA and IBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol.
Here we go, Dmitry Bivol, the unified light heavyweight champion of the world, who's been doing this. When I spoke to him, he told me since he was 6. He first laced him up at 6, and here he is now at 33. The biggest night of his life is coming up. He bids to become undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. He is sensational, isn't he, Barry?
At his best, there's very few fighters that are more enjoyable to watch. His poetry in motion, like I said the other week, how he moves with so much grace. You know, his balance is absolutely perfect. His judgment of the distance, like all world-class fighters, is just immense. He is a special, special talent.
Dmitry, fighting to be the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. Have you been waiting your life for this moment?
Yeah, exactly. This is the fight, dream fight for all fighters, and I'm so lucky that I have this chance. Because a lot of great fighters, they couldn't get this chance, and I got it. I was waiting, I was working hard, and now just I need to work in the ring.
How long have these 4 months been? Because I was at your fight with Malik Zinad when he had to step in when this fight was meant to happen. Has it been a long 4 months? Has it felt long for you waiting for this fight?
Now I feel like it was just one moment. Yeah, it took a week.
No one can call this fight, Dmitry. Everyone's saying it's 50-50, but those that are saying you are saying it's your boxing brilliance.
I don't care about 50-50, 60-40. It's just some numbers. I'm just focused only on my task and the ring.
And what is going to happen in the ring on Saturday night, Dmitry?
Sorry?
What's going to happen in the ring on Saturday night?
We will see undisputed fight.
Are you not going to come away saying you're undisputed champion?
No, of course, people was waiting this fight many years, and two different styles, two undefeated boxers. It's I'm waiting to this great fight.
Thank you so much, Dmitry. Thank you.
And now let's welcome a 2012 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with a perfect record. 20 wins, all 20 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBC, IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine Unified Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Artur Beterbiev.
You heard Thomas say it, and sometimes you always feel like it can't be correct. 20 fights, 20 wins, 20 knockouts. He's basically just knocking everyone out that he's fighting. He's having to go through the gears in doing it, but so far, Darren, so good.
And he's more than just a wrecking ball. He's a very smart wrecking ball. I'm going to say it one more time. 20 fights, 20 wins, 20 KOs. This man here is an absolute beast, so frightening in and out of the ring. He can hurt you with a jab. His right hand is destructive. He's a good body puncher. He goes through the gears. An exceptional fighter.
Artur, we've been waiting a few months for this fight. It was meant to happen back in June. Just first of all, that knee injury, how are you feeling in yourself? Fitter, better than ever?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you. My knee is good too.
Good. Obviously, undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. Have you thought about that at the end of Saturday night, if that is you?
Maybe I'm not thinking about it, but now it's going to happen, I hope.
How tough of an opponent is the man that was just on stage, Dmitry Bivol?
We'll see on October 12th.
We will see. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Look who has joined us in studio. Dmitry Bivol is here. Dmitry, you and Artur, both of you don't talk at all, do you? Both of you decide we're not going to talk, we're just going to fight. Both of you don't talk.
We don't talk?
You don't talk. There's no trash talk between either of you.
We talk in the ring by actions.
And that's the most important.
Yeah. You know, this is like when I came to pro boxing, I just wanted to be focused only on the career, or clean career, not some trash talking, just to get attention only because of the skills, nothing else.
Dmitry, Artur won't see this, okay? Tell me, how are you going to beat Beterbiev?
I just need to be my best version, and I just need to do my work. I just need to be focused every second and use all my skills for 100%.
You have such a brilliant boxing brain, but the moments before the fight, how do you focus for a fight like this with so much danger involved in the fight?
You know, this is one of the hardest parts, when you should forget about everything, about everybody who's bothering you, about all opinions in the world, and you have to be only with yourself, with your positive side, not with your negative side. Yeah. And you should find some arguments that you are better.
Yeah.
I said, as you was on stage, I said that me and you spoke yesterday, and you said that you've been doing this since you were 6. Every good moment, every bad moment, everything that you've accomplished so far in your life is for this moment on Saturday. This is how much it means.
Yeah, it's exactly, because this is like final step for all boxers, for pro boxers. Yeah, it's like what you're gonna achieve more in this weight class. If we talk about trophies, belts, and it's everything was for this.
Do you think, or do you care about going down as one of the best fighters in history? Do you think about those things?
I'm trying to not think about it.
Sorry.
Sorry, because
I apologize.
you know, it's fine. I'm just trying to talk about it, but don't get it too much, too close, because finally, this is the first fight after 25 years when Roy Jones was fighting. This is historical fight, undisputed, the amazing fight. But finally, it's just fight between two guys. Yeah.
Two guys. I know you watch Spence Crawford. I know you watch Fury Usyk. It's your time now on Saturday to have that moment, that incredible moment that a lot of fighters don't ever have. Good fighters will never have an undisputed. You've got it.
Yeah, I have this chance, and thanks God that I have this chance. Thanks everybody in my life, and of course thank you to Riyadh Season, to His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh for making this fight. I'm so happy that I have this chance.
No, thank you. This is the best. This is the best fight in boxing. So thank you. Thank Beterbiev.
Thank you, me also.
No, it is though. No, you're the guys getting in there. We're gonna get to see the fight that we all want to see. For boxing fans, this is the best fight to be made.
Yeah, we need to see the fight. We could talk about it, but finally we need to see the fight. Yeah.
Don't let us down.
And I hope it will be a great fight, and I hope I will win. I will try all my best. I will try.
You know, in a minute we're going to show the promo again that you did, the trailer. Your acting skills are good, huh?
Thank you, man. Maybe I should be actor after.
Maybe you can. Oh, Dmitry, honestly, good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. As Barry said, I mean, I know you're thanking Riyadh Season in Turkey, correctly so, but thank you for what you've done so far.
Yeah.
Because I think this is going to be so special on Saturday.
Thank for you also for your work, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. There you go. Bye. What a nice guy, Dmitry Bivol. What a nice guy indeed. Thank you. There you go. Look at him, look at him.
After another tracksuit.
I'm trying to nick that tracksuit, yeah, the boxer. I tried to kind of...
Not so scary.
Yeah. I've said it to Dmitry Bivol there. You probably heard me say I think he should be an actor because he was fantastic.
Incredible.
Here is the trailer once again for Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol.
Legend tells, at the peak of the highest mountain, there lay dormant for thousands of years a mystical crown with the power to rule all of mankind. Lusted by men, willing to die for its gift. While two emerged undefeated, there could be only one possible outcome. For one to wield the power to rule them all.
All right, a few sleeps to go, and not long to go at all. Let's remind yourselves of the fight card. Marco Maric takes on Pablo Rosas in a lightweight contest. Then the local guy, now based in Scotland but born here, Mohamed Alakel, he takes on Jesus Gonzalez. Ben Whitaker, the showman, takes on Liam Cameron in the light heavyweight division. Then the first women's fight on Riyadh Season. Skye Nicholson defends her WBC featherweight title against Raven Chapman. Eubank Jr. takes on Kamil Szeremeta. They fight for the vacant IBO middleweight title. And then we have some big boys, ladies and gentlemen. Opetaia defends his IBF World Cruiserweight title. He takes on Jack One Smack Massey. Fabio Wardley takes on Fraser Clarke for the British heavyweight title. And Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol for every single belt. By the way, there's a couple of belts that are not on there as well. The IBO and the Ring Magazine as well. Look who's joined us. Artur, how are you, brother?
How are you?
You good?
Yeah.
Yes? Take a bit of a step back, Artur. Thank you very much. We're very, very close. You've been dreaming. You told me that you've been dreaming about or been thinking about the Undisputed since you won your IBF title. We're, 3-4 days away now for the opportunity to become Undisputed. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah? You're always good.
Thank you.
You're always good. How's everything? You've not fought here before in Riyadh. Obviously, Dmitry Bivol has against Malik Zinad. Are you excited to be fighting in Riyadh for the first time?
Yes, it's like another experience for me.
Yeah.
Artur, many people are calling this fight a fighter versus a boxer. Is this more than that?
Fight, I mean,
you being aggressive and Bivol being the boxer, do you think this fight has more than that?
Let's see it, I mean, in October 12th.
Do you look to be on the front foot?
Yeah, no, I don't know, maybe they're right, maybe not, I don't know.
You want to be on the front foot though, I can tell. Yeah.
Is this a fight that you've dreamed of, to be the Undisputed in what is the best fight in boxing?
Yeah, of course, it's like every good boxers, I think, want to have this fight opportunity like this, and I'm really happy to.
But did you think it would happen?
I'm not thinking about, but I'm going to this goal, every day. Every day, like.
Artur, do you understand that people are frightened of you because you are so destructive? You understand this?
Yes, understand sometimes.
Artur, what do you do now? Again, look, it's Tuesday today, Saturday is showtime. What do you do in between now and Saturday? Obviously, we have the obligations, the press conference, the media workout. But right now, for example, do you go home? Is it a massage? Is it more training? What do you do?
We do some training for weight cut, like, you know.
Yeah.
Very simple things.
How is the weight? You're a
Good.
big 175 pounder. You're one of the biggest light heavyweights. How is it? It's always going to be difficult.
I think no.
Easy?
I think no. I'm not like not too big. I mean.
You're very big.
You're
I'm
big.
standing next to you right now. You're very, very big. Artur, look, good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Enjoy it all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chance to become undisputed. Artur Beterbiev. Honestly, this is, when I say a man of very few words, but you don't want to push him on it. Normally I like push him, I don't want to push him.
Look at the smile on his face.
Yeah, but
I think he's a nice bloke. I mean,
it's a very deceiving smile.
You know why
isn't
he's
it?
smiling? Because he's very close to doing what he does best. His favourite place is to be in a boxing ring and causing damage on his opponents.
All right, anyway, Thomas Schreiber is back in Boulevard City. Is it another announcement? I'm not quite sure why he's there. Thomas.
I'm back here at Boulevard City in beautiful Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And now that we have completed the grand arrivals, we would once again like to share with you the broadcast premiere trailer for Undisputed.
Peggy 16.
Rated T for teen.
Champions are not born. They're forged.
The world is watching. Victory all in my eyes. Enemies only can see my demise.
Crowned in the ring. It takes the heart of a lion, the mind of a strategist, and the soul of a warrior. Every challenge is an opportunity.
What a masterpiece tonight. How is he still on his feet?
Every setback, a lesson. It demands an unbroken will that refuses to bow.
Do you believe this?
But this is not just about winning. This is about turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Building a legacy and becoming undisputed.
And it's an instant classic.
Undisputed. Available now.
There you go, look at that, the cube, fantastic. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the home of big-time boxing, and it doesn't get much bigger than the Undisputed that we've all been waiting for. It goes down on Saturday. Artur Beterbiev, a man of few words, but a man of a lot of words, if you know what I mean, when it comes to fighting against Dmitry Bivol for everything. Every single accomplishment, belt, award, whatever, everything on Saturday night. What did you make of his demeanor here, by the way, Bruce?
I expected it. Yeah. I expected two guys that are ready to rumble. You know, you said it there. His fists do the talking. They are worthy of every word out there in the English dictionary and some.
Yeah.
You know, he's that destructive. But Bivol, he seems a lot more relaxed, I would say, out of the two, if I'm honest. You know, he's kind of sort of soaking it all up and enjoying it. But again, as we've said, with all of these guys, as the week starts progressing, you start seeing a shift in the personalities.
You're going to be confident because to get to where you've got, you have to believe in yourself. You have to have that inner confidence. That Bivol sort of alluding to it. Selfishness. It's all about you're in your inner self, believe in what you can do, and with that, it excludes outside of you. Then, but like Darren said, what happened in that changing room? That's the worst part. When you put the gloves on and there's a knock at the door, and they'll say 5 minutes.
Oh, that
get
just
me
kind
nervous.
of. We'll stop it. It's too early for this because I kind of got a feeling.
That's the worst or the best, depending on who you are. But either way, that's where that's where the focus really starts. You all builds up, but that's where you go. I'm on, and from there on in, you're on. And for someone like Beterbiev, think you got to fight someone like that who goes, I'm on. But when he's on, it's I'm on to crush you.
Yeah.
I just can't wait.
Sold.
I can't see how you can. Whatever you say about this fight, it gives you that tingle of anticipation. It's just the best fight.
See, normally what happens now is I normally try and sell it for you, but he just done it for me. I don't need to do anything here. What we do need to do is tell you fight week has begun, and we can't wait. Remember, tomorrow is going to be the media and public workouts. It's going to be interesting to see if Artur does anything in the ring tomorrow. He might just walk in, walk out, and no one's going to say anything to him.
Nope.
That's the beauty of it with Artur Beterbiev. But we'll see you tomorrow, 6:55. Make sure you join us, and make sure you join us on Saturday as well, because it is really a very, very special card. From us, goodbye.
Legend tells, at the peak of the highest mountain, there lay dormant for thousands of years a mystical crown with the power to rule all of mankind. Lusted by men, willing to die for its gift. Unspeakable horrors. A wasteland of the fallen. Hunted from the shadows, they danced with death. Braving the path to glory. Challenging every fiber of their being. While two emerged undefeated. There could be only one possible outcome. For one to wield the power to rule them all.